She's a lady, she's a woman, she is love, she is love. She's a lady, she's a cancer, she's a guide, ladies guide, ladies guide, ladies guide.
Icing on the cake is the launch of the book that is the Ladies Guide. Pray that Heavenly Father, may you open the floodgates of heaven and let your blessings rain upon us. I'd like to thank you for each and everyone who has showed up for this event, and we pray for those who are on their way that Lord God, may you grant them the grace that they'll be able to make it in time to enjoy this moment as well. Father, also bring Mariam into your hands, and we pray that no weapon formed against her shall prosper, and we pray that in everything we will do today will be pure, lovable, and just in your sight. And all God's people say, Amen. Amen. Allow me now to welcome Daniel Robert Bale, one of Uganda's finest motivational speakers, to come and lead the opening of today's event. Welcome with me, Daniel Robert Bale.
As mentioned by the Master of Ceremony, my name is Dan Robert. I'm a psychologist. I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in psychology from Makerere University. I hope you can follow with me as I share with you this finding. I found it in my own study and my own survey on how to really, why we do relate the way we relate and why we treat people the way we treat them. I hope you can testify that treating somebody nicely is not a guarantee that they will treat you nicely in return. So the Bible then, for those of you that don't believe in the Bible, forgive me, but I do believe that the Bible is the greatest motivational book ever been written. It's the book that will tell you that if you're weak, say you're strong. So it's a book that talks about transforming the way you think. Be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. That if you are poor, that you say you are rich. The Bible, my friend, is the most motivational book I've ever read. Maybe because I don't know how to read or write. I tried, but I could not get it. So I'll quote more from the Bible because I understand it. Not because I have religious affiliation that draw in that quote. But, ladies and gentlemen, you will follow with me and you will understand that most of the time, relationships break. Why? Because people fail to understand each other. In all the sessions, most of the sessions I've had so far, over 300 sessions, for the past 7 years that I've been practicing as a counseling psychologist. And the main issue that comes out, why relationships break, the lady will tell you, this guy doesn't understand me. I don't understand him. I don't understand even the way he talks. I remember when we had just begun relating, he was different. Now he has, oh, you know this. And then the question is, what changed? Or maybe the image in the beginning was blurred, B-L-U-R-R-E-D, blurred, that you could not see clearly what was. So you thought you saw what was, and as you continued in relationship with this man, you thought you saw what was genuine. You forget that when people are dating, they put on the best outfit. Sometimes they borrow the shoes. The men borrow cars. I drive the Tremor. That's my car. But don't be surprised if I show up in a Range Rover, rolling. And I'm sitting at the back of my mind, I'm seeing they're rolling, they hate it, controlling, they're trying to run me. They're trying to get me to run dirty. But people pretend. It's called the Hawthorne effect. Hawthorne effect. It is artificial behavior. Hawthorne is H-A-W-T-H-O-R-N-E. Hawthorne effect. You can Google it. Today it's a lot harder to claim to be a motivational speaker and a man of wisdom because of Google. You say something, people Google it already. And then you start seeing people looking at you. So I've got to be careful. Hawthorne effect. If you Google Hawthorne effect, it's in the field of human behavior, why people behave the way they behave. Hawthorne effect says is a notion that people will act superficially in an artificial manner when they know that they are being watched, or when they know that they want to impress. So they'll act in a particular manner, which you call, I thought I knew him. Are we together? Are we together? No, I really hope that you came with a pen and a paper, because we weren't going to avail that to you, because in the advert it was very clear that we were going to talk about these things that will beef up our hearts, that we'll be able to stay emotionally strong as we go through this season. And it won't end after this season, but it will go on and on, even then, until all the other seasons that are coming. Our goal tonight is that you will become emotionally strong, that you will not easily break when somebody decides to do what they do with their life. That you will respect their autonomy and you will respect them for whom they are. That they have a choice to be with you or not to be with you. That they are independent individuals with a subjective interiority that will tell you that if I don't feel, I may have felt like being with you in this moment, and I acted the way I acted because of how I felt in that moment. And for you, I am the, how do you call it? You. What's up, all your friends telling them how you found a nice doctor all that nonsense? You know? But the man only acted the way he acted in that moment. Not because he loved you. He didn't even know you. He don't really care. He doesn't. That's why when you sleep with him, he doesn't call, he starts calling. Can I be real with you, ladies and gentlemen? Or can I sugarcoat and tell you what you want to hear? Because I know exactly what you want to hear. You've been given it. You've been given what you want to hear, and I've heard you shout amen. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there's a miracle that's going to happen to you, that in your family, everything will change. That after today, things are going to be different. Your husband is going to start acting different. Look at that. What are the things you want? Oh my God. And because most of you who are here are ladies, then I'm going to tell you some of the things that have been researched and proven to be true, and in your own life, you must by now have proved that some of these things are true. Men don't marry women they love. Men do not marry women they love.
That's right.
I have been a man all my life. I have never been a woman before. I was a player and I chose to change. I slept around and I chose to stop. I had inferiority complex because the girl in primary 6 called Narcissists abused my nose. She told me I had a very ugly nose. So I had a very deeply embedded inferiority complex. I could not stand up in a group like this to speak. And some of you, when I look at you in your eyes, I can say, that's what we're talking about. If they told you, get the microphone right now and told you to come and make a presentation here, you will see what I mean. You will start sweating in places that we cannot see. A girl called Nasu Galili, and I was in primary 6. I had liked her because she had been my neighbor. Where I grew up in primary, I was shot like that, and she was the hottest girl I had ever seen. So this one time I said I wanted to tell her how I felt. So in the 90s, in the early 90s, we used to have those cutouts in the newspapers. You remember those cutouts of those love songs? My heart will go on, you know, I'll always love you, Send Me the Pillow. Those songs. So they used to put write-ups in the newspapers of those lyrics. So we would have those lyrics. I used to love writing. Up to today, I survived from writing. And so when Lydia Nasubuga received the letters, she thought that this guy, this must carry the highest form of, how do you call it? Plagiarism. Highest. Okay, I know I had stolen it from the newspapers, but judge my name indicated all. Anyway, he indicates his name and he gives it to the girl. And I had written about 3 letters, and in the letters I would put some, you know, some little money. You know how you women are. When it comes with money, it's easier to convince you. It is true! It is true. And I'm glad there are less men here, so I'm speaking to your hearts. So we would throw in a piece and would send. This brother pretended that the things belonged to him, and he won. He took the girl. So this one time I'm sitting under a mango tree where the canteen was, and I see the guy's name at Lydian with a heart in love forever. You can imagine what that did to me. We used to walk going back home together. We used to go through Kampala and then go to Rubidi and then climb and go down from the where we used to live. And now these guys would walk hand in hand, holding hands. They would walk together with the girl. And you can imagine how I felt. As a boy, I used to cry. That's how I knew the power of love. So men also cry. You think men don't cry? We cry for you. The only difference is we cry in private. You guys cry in public. Men, do you cry? Of course you do. The tree I told you where it used to be. And while under the canteen, we had just gotten our reports, primary 6. I think it was second time, I don't remember very well. And I took Lydia there, and I told her, my voice was shaking. I told her, Lydia, I was shaking like this. Yeah, I don't remember, but I think I said things like, I want you to be my daughter. And Lydia looked at me, and I knew rejection was coming. I could sense it. That's why you women don't approach men, because you fear rejection more than we do. You can imagine approaching a man and the man says, let me think about it. You know? You got that way you're carrying and you approach this guy in the office and the guy says, don't worry, let me think about it. I know what you mean. I know what you're going through. And sometimes he says, I'm sorry, I have a wife. I'm not taking you anywhere. Well, Lydia rejected me. But I wish she had stopped there, because then I would have handled it. But she didn't stop there. She went ahead to tell me reasons why she had rejected me. She explained it was in 3D. I didn't understand what 3D meant by then, but now I understand it was in 3D. She said, let me give you an expose of why I'm rejecting you. First of all, you're very ugly. She said, when I look at you, you have the ugliest nose I've ever seen. So you expect, so you expect a girl like me to love, in those words, I'm paraphrasing, to love a girl like me. I brought within you. You should have seen what was going on within. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where my point comes from. All the ladies that suffered at my hand suffered because of that moment. All the ladies that suffered at my hand suffered because of that moment. So what do we learn from them? Everybody that has hurt you, everybody that has treated you inhumanly, they did so because of a particular moment in their life. So when you understand that, then it's going to be so easy for you to forgive and set yourself free. Do you think we can embrace that? Do you think we can embrace the power of forgiveness tonight? Because you cannot move forward with freedom without forgiving and setting yourself free. So when you forgive, it helps you. It sets you free because you're the one holding those feelings in your heart. So it turns into a passer. So the first thing that I would love us to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to take a moment and keep quiet and think about some of the people that have really hurt us. Don't think about these guys that slapped you. No, think about the people that really hurt you. Can we do that? It's a simple practice. It's going to take about 30 seconds. And if you're not ready to forgive, don't force it, let it pass. You will deal with it. Because somebody said, I heard you. You don't know what that's like. If you cannot forgive those that hurt you, you can never be able to love another. Because you'll always be carefully treading on new ground because you remember how it hurt when they broke you. So right now you say, hey, I am just taking this easy because I know how it feels. So good night, this is was my brain also. No, that's what you tell us. And that emanates from the pain that you're holding on to. And why are you still holding on to the pain? It dictates what you do in the car. See, if your pain still dictates what you do. If you make decisions or you're making choices today, depending on what at you then, and you remember that if I came around you, even though you find me hot and interesting and smart, but I come to you and I smell like that guy, and everything you feel juicier, you feel like you want to throw. Because of perfume. You're in bondage. You need to set yourself free. And the only way you can set yourself free to be able to enjoy life is when you accept that it happened and that you cannot change it and come to terms with it and look it in the eye and not run away from it. Because the more you run away, the more it scares you when it shows its ugly face. Even if it took 20 years, I met a man who told me he was the way he was because Idi Amin killed his father. And that he was the way he was because his father died before I was born. And I was born, I grew up, went through everything that I went through, and the man came to me for encouragement, for motivation. Because his father died before I was born. And it's the reason he's like that, because he was the way he was. So how are you in your relationship? And this is a question that cuts deep into your own soul. This is about you. It's not about me. It's not about even the man you sleep with. You see, you don't know lonely. You don't know lonely. You don't know lonely. When you sleep in the same bed with somebody and you can't tell them what your latest body. You cannot tell the person you sleep in bed. That's loneliness. That's loneliness. You sit at a table like this and they serve you food and people are laughing, but when they that's loneliness. Loneliness is when you lock yourself up in your bedroom and you sit on your bed and you feel, you know what I mean, right? You don't want to. So number one, for us to be able to enjoy the fruits of love, we need to first of all forgive people and set them free. It's not religious, it's a principle. That if you're still holding on to baggage, it's so heavy to move forward free. You need to first of all set yourself free, put the baggage down, and then move forward. So, briefly, I'm going to take you through understanding feelings. Let's understand these feelings. Number one, I'll make a statement and you will write it down. Someone who feels good will not necessarily do good, but someone who does good will definitely feel good. Can I say it again? Yes. And you need to write it down because it will help you. Someone who feels good will not necessarily do good. But someone who does good will definitely feel good. Feeling good is not guaranteed that you will do good. Sometimes some people are sadists. They feel good when other people are suffering. That's why they come and tell you all kinds of crap about your partner. Because they hate you when you're happy. So feeling good does not necessarily mean that you will do good. But if you do good, it will definitely make you feel good. So this is the point. The point from that is don't follow your feelings. Don't follow how you feel. Do what you know. If the man approaches you and you don't like him and you truly don't like him because you can tell you don't like him in the first few minutes, 3 minutes, when he opens his mouth, you don't like the way he talks. Oh my God. He talks like, come on, let us go and buy something. No, I don't like the way it sounds. I just don't like his short. I don't like it. But the man persists and he keeps coming. You know you don't like it today. You know you don't. But because the guy comes and then he says, okay, lunch, go and play lunch. It's okay, you don't love me, it's okay. You just take the lunch. It's okay. No problem. And then tomorrow, before you know it, 300K. I was thinking about you. Ooh, those kind of sweet. And then before you know it, you begin debating against what you really knew. And you start going looking for body. Body, I don't understand it. This body, you are just loving in the beginning, but now I don't know. I feel as if, love is beginning to grow. Some of you have even they've told you that love grows. That's what they've told you. That love grows. That you plant love, seeds of love, and it grows. That's what I told you. And some of you believe it. That's not true. That's not true. If you don't love somebody, you don't love them. Love is a choice. Love is not a feeling. Love is not I feel. Sex gives you what they call physical feelings, which is a sensation. The sensations you feel good, yeah? When you're entering and getting out, whatever that means. It's not thrusting in that, complicated language. You feel good. What you get there is called a sensation. It's a physical feeling. It has nothing to do with how you're reasoning. It has nothing to do with whom you choose to love. That's why I can go to Speak Road and sleep with 10 women and I don't have anything to do with them tomorrow. That's why right now I can find you attractive and take you to the washrooms. If you're foolish enough, you'll accept that I'm dressed to do something and walk out like everything was normal. I'm not preaching, I am saying reality as it is.
Yeah.
And some of you regret because you say yes in a moment you know you were not supposed to say yes. Because I don't see any kids here. But some of you lock yourself up in your bedrooms and you cry tears because of something like you say you wish you knew. Now you know. I know acts better. I know better. Acts better. If I don't know any better, I will act as if I'm a victim. After you're a victim, when you're the common, you know what I mean? You're the common factor in all your relationships that you consider that cause you so much pain, and yet you still consider yourself a victim, and yet you're the one who keeps moving from one relationship to another, and yet you still consider yourself a victim. You are the victimizer. So, after you've forgiven everybody what they did to you, you're determined to become the one that you think you know but you don't. The one is single. You think you know single but you don't. You think you're single and yet you don't. You're not. Hey, bye. What does it mean to be single? I'm glad you asked. Becoming single. Most of us are so entangled that even when we think we're single, we're not. We're still attached. And if they have ever left you, and you're not the one who got up and said, I'm done to this relationship, somebody has ever left you and you're single. And I'm making these bold statements. You can research about it and you can read about it. If somebody woke up and left you when you still loved them, you still loved them, and they got out and left, they out and left when you still loved them, I've got news for you. You're not single yet. Some people in that stage, they even go on and enter new relationships and carry on with the same body. And yet, whenever they see this person, whenever they think about him, they get goosebumps. They feel like, oh, that's me alright. Then you're not single. This is what it means to be single. Single, if you must be single, there must be what they call separation. And this is what I mean when I say separation. Number one, you've got to be able to separate yourself from your thoughts. That's how you become single. That's confusing, right? How do you separate yourself from your thoughts? How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you separate yourself from your thoughts? Because everything that is disturbing us, all of us here, everything that disturbs us, what disturbs us is our interpretation of what has happened. That's what disturbs us. And what really the baggage that we carry is our expectations against the reality on the ground. You know, you expected people to come through like this and they don't come through, so you are hot. If you're taking notes, understand this. The only battle that you're fighting in this life is not a battle against other human beings, against other individuals. We're fighting one battle, and that is the battle between our expectation and reality. That is what we're fighting against. We're fighting against the demon, against Satan, against... That's me. You can quote me if you want. You're not fighting against Satan. If you're fighting against Satan, then Satan is another human being like me. Because it's me, through me, that you see the acts of the devil. And through me, you see the acts of God. So I can do good to you and you thank God. I can do evil to you and you curse life. So if you're looking for the devil, look at me clearly. I can choose to be a devil, or I can choose to be God to you. No gamba. So for me, devil, God is you. That's why Jesus would tell him that what you do for this one, you've done to me, or for me. Because this is the God that you see. Expectation. So if you can control, if you can manage, if you can take captive, if you can take your expectation and put it here and separate yourself, because your expectation are your thoughts. So if you can separate yourself from your thoughts, that means you can scrutinize, you can analyze, you can synthesize your expectations to see whether they are deserving or really it was just a passing chaff. I think it was passing chaff. They call it chaff, yeah? And that's how you control your emotions. When you meet a man, you expect them to act a particular way. You expect them to treat you in a certain way. You have a whole lot of expectations. That many girls, she had written high expectations down on this or paper. And she expected her man to be like this, and this, and this. She had a whole them. And then I asked, what are you going to be in that relationship? And I said, yeah, I need sex for this and that, what men want. Everyone sex, and some of you will think all that men want is sex. I can get sex anytime I want it. I can go on the streets and get sex. Sex is everywhere, but you're not everywhere. You are limited. I can get sex anywhere. So if you ever thought that you're going to drop a man using sex, you're lying. So you can't do that. We have donors out there. You don't have to do much. You just present yourself and be available and they will donate. But this is what we really want as a man from a woman. I want a woman to make me feel like she's secure in my presence. That's all I want. Because I know if you're safe with me, then you're protected. Then I can have that security. I can feel, yeah, I'm her man. You know, when she feels secure, so I can have you. That's what I love. So I can have it fit in very well. Like, you're in. Separation. Did you understand the point about separation? Separating yourself from your thoughts. When you can sit in your sitting room or your bedroom and watch your thoughts as though you were watching a movie. It's a skill where you can see your thoughts and even laugh at yourself. Let's try it. This is what I mean. I need you to remember, all of you right now, if you can, except for the cameraman, close your eyes if you can, ladies and gentlemen. Please, close your eyes and play along with me. Let me show you what I mean. Let me demonstrate. I need you right now, with your eyes closed, to think about something that made you cry. Something that hurt you. Think about it. The thing I know you don't want, but free. You know why you don't want? Because the moment you think about it, emotions flow. Why are you crying? You need a hug? Please give her a hug. And don't underestimate the power of the hug. Because all of you here, when I look at you, probably 85% have not received a hug today. Believe me, some of you, deep down you wish somebody could give you a hug, a genuine one. And deep down you wish you could get somebody to talk to. And they're genuine, they're listening, and when you're talking, they are in it, they are available. Because every time you talk to whoever you think should have been somebody to be there for you, is always doing two things at the same time. That's one thing I don't like about women. You call yourself multitasker. That's how my girl say, look man, if I'm talking to you, you look here. Look at me here. Let's talk. Don't look at your phone and you're telling me you're hearing what I'm saying. I don't feel like we're connecting. Look at me. Give me a moment. Let's talk. Don't how do you call it? Don't multitask on me. Doesn't work here. Multitask works to the two, not to your husband. So if you're with him, focus every time. But we're talking about you here. We're not talking about you. So you must divorce yourself from your expectations. I'm not saying you drop your expectations, but I'm saying you find a continuum. A continuum is the middle of two extremes. One extreme is what you desire, truly desire. The other extreme is what you don't desire. So you need to find a continuum. In the middle, Solomon said that don't be too good. Why destroy yourself before your time? And he says don't be so evil. Because all of us here don't want people who are too good. I know if I go to your job. When you enter the house, they want it clean. I want my shoes how I left them. I left them facing the wall, and now they're facing this way. Who touched my shoes? I left my shoes in that corner. I can't see the woman. Where are my shoes? You know, that could be a place where a serious battle emanates, you know? It could be. Where are my shoes? Where's my shirt? Where's my shirt? So divorce, the art of divorce. Divorce yourself from your thoughts. Those are your expectations. You've got to be able to sit. In psychology, it's what we call as a defensive mechanism. The word that's just run in my head. It's a defensive mechanism. It's not really repression, but you kind of divorce, you separate yourself from your thoughts, and you can be able to watch your mouth though you are watching a movie. Whereas the same way you sit down here and you're thinking about the things that make you cry, and you're thinking about the things that make you act. Now, how you think will determine how you feel, and how you feel, how you act. I think Mariam will talk about that later. That's really normal, we all know. But you see, the question is, if how you think determines how you feel, and how you feel determines what you do, then when I say that you can control how you feel, why do you not believe that you can control how you feel? Okay, let me say it again. As you think, you feel. As you feel, you act. So when I say that you can control your feelings, does it make sense? That you can control how you feel. In fact, you're feeling the way you feel because that's how you want to feel. Oh, don't start to think. Okay, I say it again, and as I wind up, you're feeling the way you feel it because that's how you want to feel. Because when you choose to think about things that make you feel good, you will feel good. When you choose to think about things that make you feel bad, you will feel bad. So they can get it, they are being transformed by the renewal. Let the weak say I'm strong. Let the hearty say I'm healed. Let the one in pain say I am healed. As simple as that, really. And it's as hard as it sounds. Very fast. If you have a child who is struggling with drugs, try this. If you have somebody who struggles with identity, try this. Don't fight them. The children who are struggling with drugs, for example, I know we're here to talk about love and Valentine's, but so this can help because love between the mother and the child can be mended. So if you know a relative or somebody who is struggling, this is what they need. They need someone to believe in them and to love them, to help them see what they could become. Because when you see that, that's what dictates what you do or what you don't do. So how are you going to stay solid this Valentine's? This is how you stay solid. Three things. Number one, how you feel is in your hands. It's up to you. You can choose to change how you feel right now with money. And you can do like changing how you think, what you're thinking about. When some people say how you think, it's simply change what you're thinking about. The Bible says, can you transform by the renewal of your mind? Just renew what you're thinking about. If you're weak, say, I am strong. And then, as you keep thinking that, you start feeling that. Number two, divorce yourself from your thoughts. Learn the art of watching your thoughts as though they were a movie. And see how you laugh at yourself. And you've done this before, you do it almost all the time. You know when you act funny, you know those moments when you usually act funny and nobody notices, and then you go back to your room and you start watching your thoughts. And you watch yourself and you even laugh. You're like, bad. don't hold that down. You know? Divorce yourself from your thoughts. Divorce yourself. Don't let your thoughts take you captive. Control them, watch them from a distance. And if you catch yourself thinking something that you don't want to think, undo it. You are the controller. Or maybe you're waiting for the Holy Ghost to come and control it for you. It's up to you. You can decide to be anything right now and you will be it. And God will not stop it. You can decide to get off your nice clothes and dress in a steamy skirt and go stand at Spring Road and God will not stop you. You can do whatever. So do good. And that's good for you. Control how you think. Don't let anybody control how you think. When a doctor tells you that, I've checked your blood and I saw I think something. It's just trying to give you what to think about. When you start thinking about, you start developing the sickness that has been staying for you. And the process continues and you feed the things. And you feed the things. Before you know it, you become bedridden. And that's how it happens when it comes to our hearts. That's how it works when it comes to our hearts. And my third presentation, have I given you the third? And this is the most important thing. It's the most important thing and it's the last thing I'll mention. You've got to be able to differentiate between the two important feelings in life. When we say feelings, usually we take it as a whole. But these are two important feelings. The concept feeling has got two parts. The first part is called a sensation, and the other part is called an emotion. Sensation, emotion. Both of these are feelings. One is a physical feeling, which is a sensation. The other one is a mental feeling, which is an emotion. So when I slap you today, the pain that you feel, it's called a sensation. That's a physical feeling. What that pain does, it gives rise to mental feelings, what we call emotions. So when you store the memory of the slap, you do not necessarily remember the slap, you remember how you felt when I slapped you. When I break your heart, you do not necessarily get hurt because of the act of me breaking your heart, but you just hate how you feel when I break it. Which is why you will hate other men, and yet other men did not break your heart. It was one man that broke it. And then you hate other men. It's because you stored the emotion, how you felt when they broke it. And so, if you can change what you think about the event, since we agreed that how we respond is necessarily from how we have read and understood the event. If we just control that, then that means we can control how we feel. When we control how we feel, we can choose to love when people are lovable, and when people are not lovable, we can choose to remain without love. And say, if you're not embracing my love, it's okay. I'll say, then I'll show it to myself. I'll take myself out. I'll do things for myself. I'll buy myself gifts. I don't need anyone to be around me to feel happy. I'm happy to me. If I am waiting to be around people to feel happy and I don't enjoy my own company, how do I expect somebody else to come and enjoy that company that I can't enjoy? Come on now. You are looking for somebody to make you happy. You can't even make yourself happy. And the reason you want somebody to come make you happy is simply because you failed to make yourself happy. So you have failed to do it for yourself, you want somebody to do it for you. When they fail to do it for you, you're so disappointed because the expectation was you looked like you could give me what I can't give to myself. That's why people like different motivational speakers and counselors that you have on TV, they talk about class. Class. No, it has nothing to do with class. It has nothing to do with class. It has nothing to do with your heart. If you have a peaceful heart, you can love anyone in any state. As long as it's peace in your heart, it has nothing to do with money. And the final one is, you can understand the difference between sensations and emotions, then you will know how to control the emotions. The because sensations, they give rise to emotions. And emotions are stored in your memory. That's why when a man or a woman comes to you and they have something, they remind you of something, you will approach them with the same respect that you should afford. So, before somebody comes to love you, love yourself. Why do bad things happen to good people? Simple. Very, very simple. I'm glad you asked. Why? So I'm going to tell you, and this is what I'll finish with. Why do bad things happen to good people? Simple. So that they'll be able to appreciate the good when it happens. If there was no bad, there would be no good. I deserve the handle. Don't tell me. I don't. I'll explain. Let me explain. Do you know why you enjoy life? Do you know why you are enjoying life? It's because of the reality of death. When I go around the movie, do we want? Enjoy your life. Well, very soon you will be no more. That means death is good. Because it's the reality that reminds you to enjoy life. Yes. If death was not here, would you have enjoyed life? No. It would be boring. Imagine I fall in the ocean and the ocean, I'm not going to go anywhere. The ocean just, Imagine I try to kill myself and the glass refuses to come and say, no, you're not going anywhere. You don't die. So I know I will never die. It's a boring life. The only reason I know I'm dark-skinned is because there's light skin to compare myself with and find myself. So the difference between us is not to show our differences really, but it's to help us to understand who we are. You can only understand yourself that you're not small because there's a smaller person that you compare yourself with, and you understand who you are. You know you are short because they are tall people. If all of us were the same height, how would you know you're short? How would you know you are tall? That's why I said I deserve the hand clap. Because the only reason they hurt you, the only reason pain came to you is because it had to prepare you for pleasure. Because you would not have understood pleasure if you didn't know pain. Embrace and be thankful for your pain, because now you know the difference. So if I do something good for you and you don't know what is bad, how would you know what I do for you? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to me. May God bless you.
Thank you so much. And allow me now to welcome Joan, who's going to talk to us about finances and this great opportunity that is up for grabs for the ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Joan.
Thank you very much, Pablo. Why we are here, why I'm here to speak to the ladies, is that we make 91% on the home purchasing decisions. Do we agree? So, if we are, then why aren't we investing in home, in real estate, in buying apartments? Yet we are the greatest decision makers. We fear to take the risk. But I'm here to curb that kind of fear. I'm here to encourage each and everyone that yes, you can own a home. You can invest in real estate. As for Crudin, we have developed so many units. We started and people couldn't believe in us. People said it wouldn't work in Uganda because, believe me, this is a new concept in Uganda. We are used to the kind of standalone houses, to the bungalows. Everyone wants to own their space. But we came up, since everyone wants to stay near the city center, everyone loves the idea of accessibility to the amenities, to the good roads. Developers have come up, and this is what we are doing right now. You will find that on a plot of land, there are 32 families living there, and they are happy. There are amenities within those communities where they are staying. So, bringing it back to why would I encourage a woman, a lady who is seated here today, to invest in real estate? One, this is already an investment, and you're creating wealth for your children and for your family. You never know what tomorrow holds. If we keep on hanging on to the men, to our husbands, that they are to provide everything, what if they are not there the next day? If you have money right now, I know most of the ladies, we love doing saving, putting our money on that fixed deposit. That is what we usually do. But imagine if you buy your apartment. Imagine if you buy real estate. You keep your apartment somewhere, put it out on rent. You're going to get rental income out of it. This can sustain the family even if anything happened the next day. Do we agree? You can do that traditional way of renting out your apartment, or these days there is another way where you can earn income out of your apartment. That is Airbnb, where you can earn either weekly or monthly or on a daily. You service your apartment, fully furnish it, and then you can get money out of it. You can earn huge amounts. The other reason I would encourage ladies to invest is the appreciation value. Well, usually people say it's the standalone houses that would appreciate faster. But believe me, also condominiums, the value of condominiums appreciates so fast. Why? They are situated in very strategic locations. So imagine you bought a condominium in Bokoto at about 250, let me say a 2-bedroom. And in a few years, do you imagine how much that would cost? Do you imagine how much money you would get in case you decided to sell? So the appreciation value is way too high. So I encourage you to buy these apartments, these condominiums, because they are strategically located. The other reason would be the maintenance cost. The bigger the house, the bigger the utilities. Is it okay? So here in condominiums, we are trying to work around space. It is small, but it has everything. You have a living room, you have a dining, you have all the bedrooms that you want. So if it is small but it can fully accommodate you, then it is going to be very easy for you to manage. The responsibilities are not directly onto you. They are on the developer, the running up and down, the cleaning of the common areas. Those costs don't rest on you directly. You just need to pay a fee and everything will be sorted. So it is easy for you to manage. Even in your old age, when you're now done, right now I believe most of you have standalone bungalows, and well, while you were growing up, during your age, you used to have very many children. And right now, they are nowhere to be seen. They have traveled, they have gotten married, and you're staying there alone. It is very hard for you to manage. You may need to call people to come and help you. But when you're in your apartment, it is very easy for you. You turn like this, you're in the kitchen. You're doing your meals. You turn like this, you're going to your bedroom to have a rest. So it becomes very easy for you to manage. It is very flexible. The other reason that I would tell you, or I would encourage why you should invest in apartments, they are secure. Imagine if you build your house here and then your neighbor is far away. In case anything happens, who would run very fast to help you? No one, because you're in an enclosed area and your neighbor is also far away. But in a condominium setup, everyone acts like your security guard. You cannot see someone entering into this house and then you don't know them and you just keep quiet. Even at that, there is a security guard. Before you get into this community, it's a well-organized community. There is someone to talk to you. So it is very easy for you. Even if you're there with your kids, you know they are secure. You know they are in a safe place. Unlike when you have built very far away in a village and your neighbor is kilometers away from you. So it is secure. Try to think about it. So those are some of the reasons as to why I would encourage you to buy. But then before you buy, before you engage in real estate, what do you have to look at? What do you have to put into consideration? Yes, you have the money, or you're trying to put up, to sell and buy a condominium or buy real estate for yourself. Look at the location. It is very key. Before you buy, make sure wherever you're buying is going to be very good for you, that the appreciation value will go high very fast, that it is very accessible, it is very strategic. All condominiums are built in strategic locations. When you look at the city center, the city is developing at a very fast rate. Kampala is now small and we are expanding. We are expanding to Nigeria, we are expanding to Chira. Believe me or not, this is where the market is. This is where most residentials are right now. The city has become so small and the areas that used to be residentials have now turned into business centers. Look at Intinda, look at Naguru. These used to be residential areas, but right now they are business centers. So look into these areas, the Chisasi, the Nigerias, the Namgongos. This is where you need to invest. In case you come across a condo, in case you come around real estate, a standalone, anything, but most especially the condominiums, because they are easy to manage and they are a little bit cheaper in buying. Please do. Please put your money there. The results will be very good for you. Another reason is they are cheap. The startup capital to buy is not as huge as the one who is going to set up or who is going to construct their own house. Imagine you buy land, you do the construction, you have to supervise, and these days we do not have that much time. We are working ladies. You go to work, you come back late in the evening, the children are waiting for you. You have home chores to do. So it's very convenient for you if you decide to buy a ready-built apartment. It becomes very convenient for you and very okay for you. Another thing is, I talked about location. I talked about it is cheap. Then also look at the positive cash flow. The positive cash flow, what do I mean? Do you want to do it the traditional way? That is renting, where you get a tenant that is going to stay for months, or you want to do Airbnb. Do your calculations. This will help you when you put the data down, it will help you make a critical decision. It will help you to decide so fast on whether to do it or not. The other thing is, yes, we've gotten why women should invest in real estate. I talked about what to consider. Well, there are so many things that have come up right now. We as developers, we are giving flexible payment plans. When I say I'm selling an apartment of 165, I do not need the whole money at once. No, I'm giving you a payment plan. You can do a booking of about 5 million, then keep on paying in installments. You do not need to put the entire amount, the entire figure at once. So this shouldn't scare you. Remember, we have a payment plan that you can work around, about 12 months, about 18 months, it all depends. Then we also have banks on board. They are here to give us mortgages. I'm pretty sure there are many of you here that qualify for these mortgages. So instead of staying in a rental where you're paying about 2 million shillings, that money could actually go towards your mortgage, and then you can own the asset at the end of it all. So do not fear, do not say it's a lot of money, I'm a woman, I cannot get it. Take a step. When I look at my clientele, most of them are ladies, because we make decisions so fast and we are empowered right now. The reason we are here to learn. Possibly after this conference, many will come. They will ask, how can I do it? How can I get one? Am I going to pay it at once? No. We have banks on board, Housing Finance, Centenary, DFC, all major banks. And then also as a company, we give flexible payment plans. We are building in strategic locations of Chira, Chariwajara, Namgongo, Chiwatule. So You go anywhere that you want to invest. Whether you want a lake view, whether you want near the city center, we are here to help you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is none other than Professor Nyanzi, who's going to talk about health, because health is a very important aspect.
Protocol observed. I'm by the names of King Julius Nyanzi, the proprietor of Prof by Research. Prof by Research is located at Hotel Equatorio, room 152. And I initiated Prof by Research 4 years back when I was still at Makerere University. Today, we are holding the position of the best innovators in this country, as evidenced by the last award we won in 2019, the best manufacturers, innovators. We also have the PSF here. I'm glad Madam Hope Kasimbazi is here before us. We are the brand behind stevia. Stevia is a natural sugar. It's 200 times sweeter than ordinary sugar. So we introduced the sugar here for purposes of saving lives and also holding the families together. We are the first Africans to produce perfumes from flowers. These flowers you're seeing here. At the end of this session tonight, we are going to go with them because after investing a lot of money, most people leave such decoration here. We do quite a number of things, but mostly in the line of health and development. And we are well known for a bosom cake food, which features in the local type tabloids, plus different radio stations. I welcome you once again, and I take this opportunity to congratulate Mariam for this wonderful occasion and seminar. You can clap for her. Yeah, it's not easy, it's not easy. I've been organizing the Great Sundowner for the last 5 years. I normally receive 2,000 people plus. But for them, they normally come in for projects. Because being a scientist, I normally come up with projects which help people to prosper. The Sprouts project, making chocolaters, and many other projects. But today I come in the area of health, in the love affair department. So for me tonight, I'm going to talk about quite a number of things which are relevant to our well-being, especially Muchisenge. Being a researcher and an innovator, the onus falls on me to show you different products you can use to save your marriages and also to keep the love thing moving. I'll begin with the biggest problem in Africa, which is natural family planning. Most women have suffered when it comes to family planning, because family planning has a number of side effects, and most men cannot withdraw. Yeah? They will tell you that I'm going to withdraw, but they fail to do it. You know, you can't blame it. You can't blame them, because that's where the greatest source of happiness comes from. But for any woman, there is a natural solution we have come up with, and company people have been using it for the last 10 years. And that thing is none other than neem oil. How many have heard about neem oil? Neem oil. Neem oil. And how many have used it to control birth? Hey, Hope is here. She's a living testimony. So neem oil is one of those products which can help us when it comes to natural family planning. Because all these pills, injector plants, they are good things, but we need a natural approach. Because any success in any family comes about with the number of children we produce. So children are a determining factor when it comes to the success of the family. So most women would like to control the number of children they can produce. but they don't have a higher say. In most cases, when they try to use the other conventional means, they get quite a number of side effects. One of them being cysts. Cysts, they block the tubes. They get fibroids. Fibroids is a big problem now. But neem oil is a great thing. It has been researched and kept secret by the people I normally call the Babylonians, our Babylon. Because when you look at neem oil, the Indians are using it to control pregnancy. Because when you look at neem oil, it has an active compound known as NIM76. NIM76, what it does, it paralyzes the tail of the sperm. That's what it does. What happens if a woman applies it before sex, like 10 drops before sex? By the time the man releases into you, the neem oil will come into contact with the tail of the sperm, and will not swim anymore. You understand? So by so doing, it won't reach the fallopian tube where fertilization takes place. So this is a very successful product which has been researched. I've researched it, and I'm one of those few Ugandans who have patents, because I've done a lot of research. Patents, you know what it means to have a patent? It's ownership, it's intellectual ownership. When you innovate something, there's a big organization out there known as the World Intellectual Property Organization. They are called you rights, and they can protect you for the next 25 years without anyone using your innovation or invention. So I have a patent and a trademark. So being a scientist, because from my background is pharmacology, I'm a pharmacologist from Makerere University. So I talk with authority when it comes to this product. So this product can help women in this house to have an alternative birth control measure. It's very effective. And the Chinese, they use it when they suspect that you're not safe. You know, some people have UTIs, they have all these different sexually transmitted infections, STDs. So what the Chinese do, they can give you neem oil and they tell you to fast inside. It gives you that protection. So for the men inside this house, you can use this if you suspect that the woman is not okay. But the best thing is to check, but sometimes things happen when you don't have a choice. So you can move with this oil, drop inside. By the time you fire, there are no after consequences. Neem oil. Neem oil is great. It's great. It's one of those precious trees. It grows in the northern Uganda. And the Indians using the seeds to make concoctions which repel mosquitoes, pesticides. So you can look into this natural birth control measure. Because producing a lot of children also elicits emotions. It brings about emotional challenges. Given this Uganda today, with our credit problems, financial issues. So this is also another product I can talk of. It has helped many people because we have 99% success rate. 99%. The problem with women, they keep these things as a secret. If something works for her, she keeps it a secret. But sharing is caring. I want to come out to another product. Another product is called aloe vera gel. Aloe vera gel is also beneficial in the sense that after giving birth, most women lose the elasticity of their breasts. Their breasts sag. They look down. The Muslims say, "Amabere kachudemo kaburi." Hey, you know many like pointers for moving forward. You know, when God created us, it's all about moving forward. He showed us by the virtue of His creation that the nose points forward, the breasts point forward. Then we walk while moving, and when Honorable Mama said go, but when breasts look down, that's not traffic. It's a big problem. But there's a thing, this called product is called aloe vera gel. Aloe vera is very good when it comes to uplifting. We have a witness here also. She's enjoying because she has succeeded somehow. Now, you know, muscles need contract. Are we together? Muscles need contract. That's how they can support any shape, any structure. Let's say for the structure. But now, if you get aloe vera gel and you combine it with Christmas tree, you know Christmas tree, the Manyakore call it karenda. The karenda. The Baganda call it akakomera. You know, we extract these oils from plants. And we teach others. We have trained many, over 2 million Ugandans. If you have not trained you, good enough, you're here tonight. So you get aloe vera gel and Christmas tree oil. You mix, let's say you get a teaspoon of the aloe vera gel, 5 drops of Christmas tree oil. You mix, then you keep on massaging every after baby. Hey, the breast will stand up and will pull forward. Very well. Hey, these are the things which keep your men away. And they go for the men's conference. These are the things. And they look for these young lads, the holiday makers. Because for them they are pointing forward, going forward. But after giving birth, most women don't take care of themselves. But I think these things are in nature. Aloe vera is all over. You know it, aloe vera, chigaji. Yes, but the problem with the sap, the raw sap, it has that chemical called saponin, which will irritate you. It will make you feel itchy. It will itch you. But with our process, we remove the sap, and you can use it to your own advantage. Because a man, when he comes home after a long day work, then he finds you without that bra. You can be confused. They don't talk, but I know. But they can be confused. The breast is losing size. It is sagging, it's pointing down. So you can handle such emotions with such products. Aloe vera gel is great. Christmas tree is the best. So those are the things our great mothers used. They would make like a concoction. They get the leaves, boil them, and they shower with them. But we can do better, given that we are in the 21st century. Another thing which affects men's emotions when it comes to women, whether they are wives or partners, fiancés, it's gray hair. You understand? Most women get gray hair at a very early age. So do men. But it's worse for women. Do you understand? Women, normally what brings about that, first it's genetic. But beyond the genetic thing, the other thing is stress. Taking care of family members, taking children to school, taking care of your husband. So these are products which are naturally produced from here. We are producing them from Kampala here, the place known as Kasubi. And we are selling them at Hotel Equatoria. But they are natural, very wonderful, they have been researched, and we have won many awards when it comes to this. Then, another big problem, which men don't talk about, but we can handle it tonight, is dryness. The science call it frigidity. Being dry. Most women get dry. Because hydrogen peroxide doesn't stop at making your hair kind of red. But when it goes down there, it makes you dry. Most women get dry. And dryness is also caused by infections, UTIs. So, avocado oil is another solution which can help us. You know, UTIs, we normally contract UTIs in public places, especially Candida, when you go out to those toilets. And sometimes you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You have to ease yourself. So UTIs bring about dryness. And another thing which brings about dryness is eating a lot of starch. Kawunga. You know, they are hard foods. Let's say like for posho, cassava flour. Cassava flour, it is used to pin poster. And the poster can last for 5 years. 5 years, it's raining, it's shining, but the posters are still. You see how hard starch is. It holds on, it holds the poster for 5 years. So this is the normal food we normally take. So when you eat cassava rice every day, it drains you. You get my point? It absorbs all the natural waters you have. At the end of the day, you'll be dry. So avocado oil is an instant remedy, a quick fix. Just apply it before you go for the game. So avocado is great. It opens up the vaginal ducts. And things go very well. And at the same time, it helps you with the infection. The infections, the candida, the UTIs. So these are some of the things which will save your marriage, and to help it prevent those breakups. Breakups, avocado oil. So this is oil from the seed. When you know that you have a friendly match, you apply. We have another thing, it's the aromas. This is a technology I have developed over time. I first developed a local technology whereby we are using candles. But now I've developed a technology like this. Let me show you how it works. It uses even a power bank. You don't need to have electricity. Because most women, they don't know that aromas influence emotions. And they bring about love. Let me first show you how it works. Then I will explain it. First open it. Open it. Let me switch it off. Open. You have limited time. But I have many things to tell you. But so what you do, you get water, you pour inside here. Then you get aromas. You make aromas, let's say from roses, jasmine, lavender. So you spray this inside the water. You spray it, then you close. Let me put lavender so that the libido goes up. Hey, tomorrow is Valentine. So I'm servicing you. I'm making you ready for the occasion. Hey. So after you switch on. So this is the aroma. You can move it around. Work on people's libido. There's no problem. There's no problem. So aromas are very powerful in the bedroom. Let's say I have those aromas. If you have a very annoying husband, very annoying, when you come back late, Pharaoh's like tonight, some women are going to go back late. You come back, you worried, the emotional thing goes up, you're too emotional. What you do, I have aromas. You can spray. Then when he opens the house, he will just relax. Yeah, my mommy will come back. The aromas, you know, aromas work on the brain. There's that part of the brain called limbic part of the brain. That's the reason as why when whites are annoyed, they bring them flowers. They use flowers. You want to complete, you just move zigzag. This one will be overcharged. They'll be too much for the... You're blessed. Okay, there's no problem. So, those aromas are very, very powerful. That's actually why different religious denominations use aromas. The Muslims, the Hindus, the local traditional healers, the Catholics, even God likes aromas. Aromas bring you about happiness. Because when you inhale a good aroma, you release a hormone called endorphin, which relaxes you. Even the center bolot relaxes. You know, like these women who know about men. There's that condition. Such a them. You just get aromas. They relax the contractions. Aromas are good. Catholics are very wise. You know when they are going to collect offertories, they come up with the aromas like a band. So you relax and give them like you give all the money without even thinking. Yeah, so that's how powerful aromas are. So we have sweet aromas there. We have aromas which can make your mind wild. Wild tonight. We combine the lavender and cedar. I have cedar, I can test it as I'm winding up. You probably want to test the cedar. Who wants to test cedar? I need two people as I wind up. But now, you can come in front. Yes. You're going to be sharp, you're going to be very intellectual. You're going to be super. Like we need it tonight. Any man? Cameraman. Okay. This is Christmas tree. So when I drop there, you run between the palms. Very fast until it dries up. The more it dries up, it will be very wise. You perform tonight. Then breathe in. The more you breathe in, the more you charge. Breathe in. Breathe in. Charge. Tomorrow is very time. No problem. I will sort you out. If you're single, you breathe in. Breathe in gently. Yes. What tonight? You can perform. How are you feeling? Very, very. You want more? You want to be someone? But anyway, that's a brain booster. It's called Christmas tree. It opens up your brain veins, blood flows to all body parts, even no matter what it flows there. For women, they set about to just relax. Thank you. Anyway, I complete my lecture.
Special thanks to all our partners. I want to thank Nisi. Nisi, thank you so much for the sound, great work you're doing. We're extremely excited and humbled by your sponsorship. I want to thank Cake Studio. Shortly you'll be enjoying their cake. Imperial that gave us this space to have this event. Also want to thank Prof Bio Research. All their things are here. In case symptoms persist, seek their advice. We want to thank Hawks Eye Lodges. For those who are into the traveling business, you have friends who come to Uganda, Hawks Eye Lodge is an amazing place for them. If they're going to the western part of Uganda, Aristoc, want to thank you so much. Fakrudin, the apartments that John was talking about. Positive Emotions, thank you so much for your partnership. Olivia Norway and Esther Decor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome our host this evening, none other than Mariam Naguja, the brain behind the book, the biggest guy, also behind this convention.
All protocols observed. I welcome all of you. Thank you for making it. I welcome you to the Ladies Guide conventions and the launch of the Ladies Guide book on emotional happiness. Today, 13th February 2020, is the launch of this wonderful book that has come to change everybody's life, especially women. The men have emotions, but they are estrogen. Testosterone is high and estrogen is down, which means the hormones that rule men don't make them so emotional like us. So we are so emotional. When you talk about the word emotional, it means the way you feel and the way you relate in your communities, in your families, your workmates, and how it affects you. So this book was aimed at helping a woman stabilize their emotions. If you read my book, one thing I expect out of my reader is to become calm as I am. Nothing can shake you. You walk like a donkey and stay unshaked. Somebody chaps you as if they didn't chap, you go for makeup. The husband quarrels with you, then in the morning you even make tea and is amazed. It puts someone in a capacity of having peace amid these all situations. Peace is the foundation of life, and understanding that when your emotions are out of balance, everything falls out of balance. Relationships, family, businesses, everything. Emotions act in the abstract. They are not on top. It is something you can't touch but has a very big impact on humanity. When you control your emotions and understand the relevance of their actions on your life, then you will find true success. Success in business, success in relationships, success in leadership, every kind of success. If you understand the impact of emotions, you will relate well with your people. Men, women disturb me a lot. You feel going back home. After work, you go to the bar, sit, and wait when she's asleep and you creep into the bed because she's going to borrow. You've not understood why. If you understand to manage your mind, you can manage everything and your emotions. This is not for only the educated, everybody. So when you read my book, you understand why people fall out of alignment. I call it alignment. It's like a car with alignment. If you're not aligned, you can't achieve. You'll work a lot, achieve less. You will not even want to wake up in the morning, open a shop and work. Because a man can frustrate you and you close a business, which you built for 20 years, which is a very lousy trade of absolute. So you have to look at your goals and then control your emotions, love each other, and don't let emotional imbalance affect your relationships. For the men, women are emotional, we are very emotional people. You just need to buy that, of course. When she's happy in the morning, be happy. In the afternoon, when she puts on a sad face, disappear for some time. Because we are on and off accordingly. In the morning, I was hyper, by evening, I've been down. That's how it works. So we cannot say we can have a happy emotion all through the day, all through life. That is impossible. It has to be up and down, but the management is what is important. Let's manage our emotions. Not to read through all the book. I'll just take you through the table of contents and then to give you a highlight, because you've been blessed to be one of the people to receive this book at the first print. A broken heart. People break hearts every day. In the morning you're happy, afternoon you're broken. Evening you're bad. So in life, if you don't manage your emotions, you cannot understand how people function. I'll read you one thing that opened up this book I was starting. A woman is supposed to handle the understanding that today loving him, in the evening checking. The other time you love me, then I'm out, then I'm in. The loop goes on and on and on, and you never stop. True understanding, by having knowledge about love life, which is the foundation of growth and happiness, which most underlook because it is in the abstract, but it's affecting all of us. The productivity at the workplaces, the productivity in your business, relationships with family comes from love. That's why I took this course as a life planning, and I made it in relationships. When you wake me up and ask me love, I'll explain you in 5 minutes because I've studied it so much. Only one thing, because I understood that if I understand how humanity functions in relationships, then these other things going to the moon is the simplest. It is easier to go to the moon than understanding love. Easy. Because love is something you cannot touch. I covered broken hearts, the Dating Navigator, those who have not formed love yet, how you navigate through dating up to marriage. Those who are married, why don't you date within marriage? Where does it stop? The Navigator will take you through communication in dating, single mom's guide. Single mothers have a lot of trouble with men who come to pretend in love because you have some children, play with them, you give in, and then they disappear. So the children start getting. So the fathers keep changing, and then you confuse them. So I put up a single mom's guide. This book is a complete guide for everybody. Whether married, single, searching, divorced, this is the guide. And I put this in only 150 pages. I compressed it. So the single mom's guide will help the single mothers on how to find love again, how to protect themselves from narcissists who come when you have issues, and they use that program. Sex and intimacy, how it affects families' relationships. Dating in the digital world, social media has made it worse. Now someone can say I love you like in a message and a tweet, and someone the heart is gone from just a tweet. So where is my Prince Charming? For those who have not found love yet, chemistry and emotional connection. How do you create emotional connection with your lover? How do people get into people's spirits? Okay, that's what I mean by emotional connection. So if you connect with somebody, it comes easily to love you. That's what I said. So the answer is, if you want someone to love you, to do what you want, not what you want. It comes out of a understanding that let's not be selfish. This is what I was saying even today. Selfish means I care about myself, not you. Let me get first, you'll get later, or you're going to get it. So humanity has been built most on selfish interests, and it is affecting relationships. So emotional connection means sacrifice a bit, but you'll get, of course. Because if you give me what I want, I just like fall in love and I give you what you want. It's like a sort of exchange. Casual relationships, are you in one? Not married? Friends with benefits? Casual. Not leading anywhere? Enjoyable? Men like it. You have given him a very big gift to be in a casual thing. Because he doesn't want to commit towards one woman. I'm asking men, no. Everyone will want men. So casual relationships are affecting many people's emotions. Because you don't know where you stand. That ambiguity in thinking makes a woman so depressed that why I'm saying this, that everyone who comes to me, they don't know even their position. What a man? He says he doesn't know. Okay, well, you can't even have anything in it. It affects the emotions. So how to handle it, how to get out of it, how to enter it, I talked about it. The rise of narcissism. Narcissism is a character which is at growth now, especially African friends of ours here. Narcissism is a character of abuse where people emotionally abuse each other, knowingly or unknowingly, by doing certain things that affect people's emotions. Narcissism is somebody who loves themselves so much that they forget others exist. It still is selfishness. It is ruining homes, it is ruining friendships, it is ruining business relationships. It's about me. Narcissists are very many, but this character, usually, even the men are complaining that women narcissists. They are there, many, but the men are more narcissists. Why? Because, I mean, who needs commitment? It's a woman. Men commitment, it comes later. So narcissism comes out of these casual relationships. I mean, I'm not losing anything. I mean, I can get out. I mean, that's it. So how do we protect ourselves from narcissists? There are many. Eating money, taking, I'm tired of that. Houses getting lost. I built my house on his house, on the land. Then I'm now chased out, and then she begins again. That is the story. So when I look at how people are handling their emotions and how it's affecting their women are very productive. I wish you, God gave a woman a very big capacity. If you work on yourself, you can be anything you want. However, when you don't handle your emotions and you're falling in love, you can lose everything in 5 minutes. So emotional control means, as you're closing your eyes and you're happy, think about who you are. That is where the game is. The men don't like this speech. I can see my friend is already closed out. Because they have a problem with that. They need you to sleep. They need you. But if narcissism goes on, it is breaking families, and yet family is a foundation of modern society. So if women are single mothers and their children are in dysfunctional homes, it means the society is going down very soon. Because when somebody grows, they track you from the family you come from. Family is important as you're growing older, not when you're young. So narcissism is breaking that. It will help us deal with it. That one is a full story. When you read this, no narcissist will ever use you again. I put it out clearly. Dealing with rejection, emotional health, and lastly, journaling to emotional health. So the book takes you through all the journey of what you're going through, of course, and then the solution is at last. Wow. Journaling. So journaling is that's a full course. I'll take you through one time on TV, and people will understand how it's done and how a woman can heal. Rather than calling every time, no, you need to write down certain things. That is my book, which is being launched today. I thank you so much to be part of this. It has been a journey for 4 years. I don't do things quickly. I take my time. I research, I redo, I do again. I ask myself, I look at all these stories have come from you people, not my words. So from the people I meet is where I say, if 10 people are saying one word, it means there's a problem. So I solve it. I make a research about it. That is what gave rise to the Ladies' Guide to Emotional Happiness. My first book, The Ladies' Guide to Fulfilling Relationships, was to open up a woman's mind to how to be with a man. And then not become equals, not be big-headed, but understand where the other person is coming from, and then you can relate successively. That is the Ladies' Guide to Emotional Happiness, and the Ladies' Guide, the first one, to Fulfilling Relationships. As we are ending this, I want to thank the people who have made it for me in this event. Imperial Real for this venue, they really did much to organize us in this venue. Fakrudin Properties, Mr. Edward has been with me in this journey for, is it 5 years? Yeah, he's been with me for a long time. He trusted me. You know how whites are. Okay? You just talk like that, they're like, Mario, I've seen it, okay. They drop the opportunity very quickly. So I've moved with Mr. Henry all through, and I always tell him what I'm doing, what's going on. They say, okay, Mariam, I like women. Okay, you go ahead. So that's how we came into that connection. Aristoc being my partner in selling my books, selling my tickets, and then promoting me at their venue in all branches. Nisi Events has owned the event. For all this sound, nothing I've paid. You guys, this event is for me. I've not paid anything. I'm just showing you. I just walk through people because love doesn't pay. Love doesn't pay. If I'm handling this, people must take care of me because I break down. So when you people come to download on us, clients, when I'm handling spiritual things, I told Mr. Bale one time that us who are in spiritual things, love, it breaks down. There's a weight. The moment someone asks you a question, it's as if they are not dealing with the head. Something goes in you. Then by the time they leave you, something has happened. It took me time to know why I was breaking down. So Madam Mariam takes care of me. So even after TV hours I've been there, they take care of you, and that's how I can even now wake up, because it breaks down my spirit. Madam Mariam, thank you so much. I don't undertake that. That part is the most important part of my life, because I survive on emotions. I'm serving people. They drain on me. So who downloads on me? That's the question. It means I just fall down. Someone says, my house is taken. My wife is cheating with my brain. You just get confused, So I need some mental health. Cake Studio has been with me for a long time. Madam Sandra Ukenya, I don't know whether she's around. And Mr. Ukenya, yes, please recognize her. She believes in me. We have not met the last how many years, face to face. And we have just met right now when I've seen her. We talk on phone. On phone. Okay, Mariam, okay, it's finished. That is the trust we have with Cake Studio. Please support Cake Studio. She shares the best cakes. She's a brand and she supports our work. Hawkseye Lodges, Mr. Parity. I don't know whether he has come. Mr. Parity, yeah, he has sent a representative. Yeah, he gave us free holidays. We shall choose among accordingly. Those who want to stay away for Valentine, we shall call you, of course. If you have a lover, you can go and relax. You gave us Mariam choose. Whoever, they can come and relax. Even myself, it will depend on my shape, my schedule to see what I can make it. But Hawkseye Lodges, it is a place to relax from. Positive emotions are already mentioned. They take care of me. Professor by research, you've seen the knowledge he gives us. Unpaid for. NTV at Park for promoting me, of course. And then praise Kathy. Kathy, you stand up. This study is just interesting. I don't have time for hair. I don't like things which you study. Most of the time when you find me, I have a chitambala not wear. Because when you read a lot, you don't care about things which are outside. So whoever sends me things like this, okay? Because I don't even have time to come here. It's wasting my time. So Kathy calls me for that. When she had my event, I was taking a book launch, a photo. She said, Mariam, come and I give you this here. Actually, this one. Because me, I don't use these things. They are buying. I'm not using. My nature from when I was a child, I'm like a boy. I want things done there and then. These things will just remind me. I can't even put on flat shoes. The point is intention. I'm always on intention. So Madam Kathy, beautiful as she looks, she has her hair studio. She sells this kind of hair. So she comes and down and then they deliver the hair. Actually, I was at the studio. Then I was like, okay, let me try. Then we did, and then she is the reason for that beautiful photo forever. So what we have in this, I'm not even preaching. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor saying I should form a church. But I will. How will I start? I'll be confusing a vision. But giving is the key to receiving. Let's stop having this selfish interest. You know it is hard to give, very hard, because you think you're saving, but giving is key. You see, even what she did, we have not even met by the way. We talked on phone screen, gave the boy and then they delivered. The issue is, for everything you have in life, for every vision you have, whether you are owning a studio, do something for free at one time. Just. My father, don't look back, don't look back, don't look back. Don't say, okay, I help you. Just do it. That's how my life is. Whoever has met me, I think they know me by face. Each one of you, I know them. But how I do it is that I leave an impact on somebody's life. You must leave an impact on humanity. Whether you own what skyscrapers, as long as you don't leave impact, that is not legacy. Because even the skyscrapers, your children will sell them. Because the child wasn't there when you worked for them. She will come and sell. And fall in love with a man and he'll dupe you. So there is nothing certain in life. I would think giving is key to receiving. So if you don't give, nobody can remember you. Now Madam Cathy, simple as it is, she's there forever. Even when I'm not around, that chair will make an impact because the book is everlasting, even when I'm not around. So I really thank you people. Irene Nachitende, she has been my designer. Over where is she? She's some young girl. Yes. Oh, she chose that. For everything you see there, from the suit to the makeup. I ran around with makeup. I didn't know even the makeup is disturbing like that. Find us here, the cameraman. I think I don't even like. Mariam smiled, I was speaking, wasting time. Thank you, Mariam. Mariam, your book must be. I was like, can they put a flower? I don't have time for photos and makeup. So she really pushed hard. She's the reason why. From the suit, measuring me what, those who are going to tear it, makeup. You see, it is a simple photo, but the story behind it. It's like one man. The hair is done, but the photo man is not around. Then the makeup artist has gone somewhere. Then I was like this. So she's the young girl who has done this. She's the prophet of African Secrets, a magazine that deals with tourism in Uganda. She's the first young girl at 18 years to publish a magazine. She's a very strong girl. So I don't even know how she does that. She's even my advisor, can you imagine? Now me, I'm my advisor. Now that one. Because me when I get a issue, but I mean, what can I do? Mariam, go and, okay, cut the numbers. Let's do this. She advises me on things which are beyond my understanding. So we need to. Irene, thank you so much. I don't take that lightly. She's actually my sister. I respect this young girl. She doesn't know because me and her do things. You see, she makes up hair, what those things. She told me even how to make a cigarette. I didn't know how to make a cigarette. They do it like this. Those things that waste time. So women, much as yes, I think it's time. And it's time. Consider what? Then she was teaching me how to make a cigarette. By the way, I learned it from her. Me and people make a cigarette. Me, I cram quickly. You make me, I sit, and then I try. I try, and then I do it. Irene, thank you so much. Mr. Baleda Roberts, for being with us on our event. Thank you so much for standing in for me, because today I'm not even in the mood of talking. He has done a good job when I wasn't around. He has been a very good partner in all this. We don't communicate, am I right? Yeah, we don't meet. In this whole event, we never meet. But everything was done perfectly. That's how I want to work with people. They trust the whole process. Esther Nico, for this decoration, she also, I don't know how she's been, I know where she's around. She has also done a very good job. Yes, sister. She has decorated all this place for us. All these people have done the work, and you know I'm very tough when it comes to work, it is work. I don't even laugh. My girls know. So I push things and then I strain people. There's another guy who designed that flyer, Mr. Kasiba, Timothy Kasiba, I think. Yeah, I know that he's around. I didn't even meet him, but the guy got the flyer from Facebook, did it, I've never met him. And I don't know whether he is even here. So sent me that, so I said, Mariam, this is better for you. He has done all this work of graphics. We have not met face to face. I don't know even how it looks like. So what I'm trying to show you that this is divine connection. When God gives you the issue of love, you go want to become love doctors. You are better made God your friend. Because it is a very tough project to handle love. You must be in the eyes of God every day. So I think that guy got my flyer, I don't know, on Facebook, then got my photos over where added them up with ballet, then it was already out there. I was like, wow, it was done perfectly the way I wanted. Thank you so much. In case you're in the house, in case you weren't there, please, I don't know, we shall never meet live. So I called upon the guest opener has got some issues there. She lost somebody. Then I didn't want to disorganize everything. I was like, let's go with what is available. So I'll just call a few people to launch the book in to save time, because after here we go, eat, and then we call it off. I'll call upon all our sponsors. Sponsors are the most important people. Without them, we would not be here. Yes, that's why they're the best people to this book. Me, I put in an idea, they put in their money. So I don't take that lightly, and they believed me. So I call upon these people for us to launch the book, Mr. Pablo, and then we see what comes next after this program. Irene will join us, and then just allow us for that 3 minutes, and we take photo shoots and we do other things. I'm done.
I count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this!
She's a lady. She's the one.
We are going to pay for the emotional challenges she went through. And we are going to price the emotional challenges. We are not buying the book. We are now going to contribute to the emotional challenges so that when she goes back, she can rest. Mariam, I've priced the emotional stress you went through to put this, to make this book at 1 million. Professor! Professor! I am a professor. Professor! I am a professor. Professor! Hey, I'm a professor. Somebody count this money. Even the book. You come and sign. Ladies and gentlemen, we raise the money. Sign this book. Sign this book. Yes. Allow me to welcome Mariam and Bale, the brains behind this event, to come and give our closing remarks, such that when we start enjoying our bites, there's no talk. Yeah? Alright.
So Focus International is a vision to help women. I call it a ministry in one way because I'm not even being paid for this. And I'm so passionate. So I always ask God, why am I in this? Why is it that I'm running around over people's problems? I'm so motivated. Focus International helps women stabilize in life, not only in relationships. I'm a life doctor when I'm on spark masculinity. After masculinity, I'm another person. I'm an all-rounder. So what I do is to see a woman grow in areas of my life, or in their life. I want someone to grow in business, in relationships, in family. All I want is to see people happy. I think that's why I'm serving. That's my intent. So I welcome anybody who is interested in Focus International. By the way, all of them are members of Focus who are sponsored us. I just forgot to tell you. All of them, they are all members. So it means they work within the system. They don't just come. Why we want this ministry to stand? It is the only organization that has provided things humanity can't touch. We don't need money. I tell you, I don't give out money. I give hope. I give hope, and then you learn to make money. Those who make full use of me, I was telling Mr. Robert that people have not put me to use. They say, Mariam, the word use is a bad word. Then you know, people have not put me to service. I have a lot of capacity. So those who see me, get what they want. Those who don't see, hate me when I don't even know. I don't have an enemy by the way. I always tell people, I don't know whether they're there. I don't even have the time. 24 hours is not enough. And I want to multiply myself in other people can be like me. It is so hard that I can't find one. I've tried to train. They can't serve because it is a big job. Especially when you're not getting gains quickly. You can just tear down yourself. So Focus International is basically women. Ladies Guide is one of our projects, which is just books to publish for women, publications. Ladies Guide is people in relationships. That is it. But Focus itself is where people, women come together because I have a lot of networks. You've not used them before. I have a lot to give away. I've reached a level of giving back. Because I'm at a point where I don't even Brazilian here in my head. I'm going to move in the next 10 minutes. Because I feel in another world. That's the level. So when I'm at that level, it means I don't see many things other than become funny, like a professor. I need just prayers. So I welcome you those who want to register with us. Our membership is 200,000. That is, you pay once, and then you enter. But you don't just enter, you must be doing something. You must be having a project or a vision that needs help. not to come when you don't have a job, I'm sorry to say. This kind of organization is for people who need leadership. That's what I did. I don't give out money. That is clear. So whoever wants help, you have a problem, I'm a very good advisor. A very good one. But you must emotionalize.
Thank you very much, Mariam. I feel honored walking with you. Two people invited me. I had another place I would have been. I chose you. There is something about a man who is about to make a choice, either somebody to walk with or somebody to spend the rest of, or to live with for the rest of their lives. Whatever it is, there is something about a man when he's about to make a choice, and I wanted to conclude with this. So for me, there is a lady who invited me. Initially, I thought I was going to walk with her. So we walked for a couple of days, and I told you the story. We walked for a couple of days. But even as we walked, I was in touch with myself. You know, I would check myself emotionally. And at some point, it was so strong within me that we were not going to manage working together. And even though you had only intimated on working, us working together, I didn't really know that it was going to work with Mariam. But somehow, when I felt that it was going to be impossible for me to work with that lady, I strongly looked her in the eye and strongly said it from the bottom of my heart. I told her, "You're a great person, but I can't work with you. You're a great person, but I can't work with you." Ladies, don't be scared to say, "I cannot do this with you." Don't be scared to say no. It's actually okay to say no. And if somebody asks you for the reasons why you're saying no, you don't have to explain yourself. You can say, "I'll tell you when the time comes, but for now, no." Exercise that. I know that we all want and desire to be in love and to be loved. I desire to be loved and to be in love because I didn't really know what love was. Wasn't raised in a family, so I know that we all desire. I hope you do desire to be loved. I'm telling you, I do believe that being loved genuinely is such a sweet experience. Whereby you sit back and you know this person loves me genuinely. And they don't have to say it, but you will feel it within you. You will know that this person loves me. Now I really hope that you find that. But even when you find it, I hope that you'll be wise and intelligent enough to not destroy it when you find it. But when you find a good thing, give up whatever you have to protect this good thing. And there is nothing that will keep you safe like understanding. For my people perish when they lack understanding, but knowledge is available. Seek for it. And in knowledge lies the secret. For if you do not know how to operate a machine, you will abuse it. I give you a special gift, and if I don't give you a manual on how to operate it, you are going to abuse that treasure. Therefore, in all your seeking, seek knowledge. There is knowledge all over the place. But when you get the knowledge, apply it. It's why I was able to leave the street and be who I am today. Application of the knowledge that I encountered. If I had just known, I would have stayed there knowing. You know so many people who know. And there's so many things you know. Most of you know that excessive amounts of sugars in your system is not good, but most of you love ice cream. You take it in the name of dessert. You know, it's sweet. And sweet things are good. But at the end of the day, remember this. The only reason I was able to leave the street is because deep down within me there was something that told me I didn't belong there. The only reason I went back to school, even though I was about 30, and I did mature age at Makere in 2014, is because within me there was something that told me that I brought something onto this earth. I brought something that I needed to give unto people, and so I needed to refine it. That was self-discovery. And so the journey I'm on is called self-actualization. Ladies and gentlemen, selfishness is very different from self-actualization. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, on the top of the pyramid is self-actualization. Self-actualization is when you're convinced that this is what you're supposed to do and you're willing to go ahead and do whatever it takes to accomplish that. That's actualizing. That's what you have believed is the reason you're here. So pour yourself in others. But if you find a good thing and somebody has chosen to love you and deep down you know that this person loves you, don't make it hard for them. Be lovable. We've all been hurt. Walk past it. Get over your pain, Brenda. Get over it. Isaac told his son Esau after Esau had been robbed of his blessing. Isaac told him, you'll always be a slave to your brother. But this, don't forget, the end of that scripture says, you will always be a slave to your brother, but when you get tired of that bondage, you will set yourself free from that bondage. When you get tired of that bondage, you set yourself free and be able to embrace love, because maybe somebody will come to you and genuinely want to love you, but because of what you've been through, you have to love, eh? You want them to prove love. Because unless you're willing to give, it might be hard for you to receive. So I pray for you that you will find that which your heart is longing for. But then you'll be given wisdom on how to protect and keep that which your heart. So as we go out to eat, ladies and gentlemen, you can achieve the greatest of happiness. I know, because I am happy. I am happy. And there are so many people who are laughing on the outside, but they are sad on the inside. I can't be fooled by laughter. I know most smiling faces are hiding the deepest of pains. God bless you. May God be with you. And may God give you a gift of love, a warm heart. You need it.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
She's a lady.